All right. So next
Speeding.
semester,
Speeding.
speeding, rolling. All right.
Okay.
Next semester is going to be from May 3rd to August 14th. So after, I think it's April 12th, that'll be our last meeting for this semester. And around sometime next week, I'll be sending out the new syllabuses to everybody, and you guys can decide whether you need to catch up on stuff from this one, or if you want to start working early on the next stuff, on the next semester stuff, because it's going to be a lot more intensive than this semester was. Our main focus is going to be cinematography, but we're also going to be looking at like working with actors from like a director and a crew standpoint, and film documents like legal documents that you need, like non-disclosure agreements, stuff like that, and other film documents that you use in production, like camera logs, sound logs, script supervisor notes.
Of course, we'll try to mix in some fun little games and like stuff as well.
Yeah,
to
like we're
make
gonna
it
be
more
like
dynamic and
practicing
fun.
with it too, like hands-on with these especially, because that's the easiest to do. Cinematography, if anyone has cameras, we're actually gonna be trying to do like little cinematography clips, I guess you could say, and like trying to match, like we'll be watching movies. There's 2 movies I want to watch that are like just movies that have good cinematography, and then we're going to try to take a scene from that movie and try to copy it with our camera movements sometime in the semester. So if people have a camera, that would help. If you don't have a camera and you want to use your phone and try to copy it as best you can.
If you also have suggestions, if you also have like suggestions of, oh, I think the cinematography is pretty cool, like we can watch it.
Oh yeah, any videos
Discuss.
or any clips from movies that's like a different, unique thing, will, definitely let us know, and then we can start showing everybody else and sharing that information.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
But yeah, cinematography is so big and it's so much to cover, that we're kind of just touching mainly the basics, and then like trying to delve a little deeper into it. But if you already know cinematography, you'll probably want to like delve into more advanced stuff while everyone else is doing the basics, and then we can maybe like have a smaller group that talks about the more advanced techniques.
We'll also have a book study, and we'll be going over a cinematography book. We're still
A
figuring out what
cinematography
that
book
is.
and a book called Directing Actors is one I wanted to read for working with actors.
I
Ooh.
just
Those will
bought
be
that
our
book
books for the
recently.
next book study.
Oh, cool.
I
So
love
Dan,
What?
yeah.
book study.
Yeah, and I feel like this is a good book that we can discuss with you, Sarah,
And-
too, from an actor's
Yeah, and
standpoint.
especially with like Brent and Sarah and anyone who's trying to be, who wants to be an actor, it will help.
Shot by
What
Shot's a
you
good
guys
book.
think from the director standpoint, from the crew standpoint.
Yeah, like
You guys
James
know
and Brian, who have worked in like productions with other actors too. I feel like that perspective would be interesting.
So it'll be like a good back and
Daniel as well.
Daniel, James.
Shot by Shot is a good book.
Shot by Shot.
Oh, I think we have that one. Yeah, we have that one too.
Yep, I have that one.
So-
There's a few. We'll go over that at the beginning of next semester, but
Yeah, we have
I want
multiple
everyone,
books.
if there's any new members, I want them to be able to participate in which book we choose for the cinematography one. I just know that for
Yep.
the acting one, I really wanted to read that one because that person was an actor. They became a director and they wrote that book to say like, this is how you should direct actors, because it's, actors they're going through certain things in their heads as they're acting, because they're putting themselves vulnerable and doing a performance. So,
And also, we will have multiple books. So if there's a book that you guys are like, oh, this is interesting, and we have the time to also read it, we might discuss it with you guys. Like maybe if you guys are reading it in the advanced class, for example, like the separate, what do you call it, honey? The class, the
I
individual?
call it like specialized course or specialized learning.
Yeah.
That's like something Sarah's already started with acting. She, I think on Sundays you have it, right, Sarah?
your little
like,
acting
course
group?
kind of thing on Sundays.
Oh yes, Sundays at noon. I'm studying it. It's studying this month. So this month's a little more hectic, but next month I'll be running it again, and I'll have it run so it'll be 4 classes every month.
Exactly.
So
So yeah, that's it'll be stuff
Once-
like that, like little courses and little groups for
Learning together.
that the whole group isn't studying, like acting from an actor standpoint. And Sarah's gonna be leading that on Sundays at noon. So anybody who wants to do acting and any new people who come in, they'll be able to maybe take up Sarah's course and try to like learn from her.
Basically, it's so
Together.
you can, if you have people who are in the group and they are also interested mainly in this thing that you're interested in, you guys can get together and be like, okay, let's learn this together. And you can use the resources we help you find, or you can add things to the group or show us things that you guys have been learning together and think would be cool to add, you know.
Yeah, like script writing. If anyone wants to be like a screenwriter and they want to, after this course, go into more depth into it, then you guys could get together in a little group and study screenwriting together, more advanced techniques. And
Speaking of
Oh.
James,
All fun.
we do plan on reading The Anatomy of Story this semester at some point. So if you're still reading it, start
Yeah.
writing notes so we can discuss it.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
James
Okay,
isn't gonna be
I had to
doing
stay
it.
focused.
I
keep
have
having a
faith in you,
writing block.
James.
This week.
What?
They happen to the best of them. Sarah, it was bound to come sometime. Your genius was flowing so freaking much. There had to be like a moment where it was like, okay, I'm tired.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
posted some more scripts. If anyone wants to go read them on Facebook, I would like some feedback from you guys. Posted my second draft of the random element script, which was like the 48-hour project thing, Brian. And then I posted like 2 extra scripts as well.
Ooh, yeah, I gotta get those done too. I'll post
So
them
Brian, if
Individualistic.
you are in, like, if you want to try it out just for fun, you can. Like, there's still time, but if you
I
don't
think I
want to,
have
it's
the
fine.
email
You can just critique all of us.
where I emailed the wrong email of you that has the random stuff we gave you.
I'll check it out. The exercises and stuff sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it was
A
like
lot of-
like a
lot of the
practice for
books,
48-hour film project. Let me see if I can find it for you.
Sorry, what were you saying?
A lot of the books, you guys, I think I've read a lot of them. That's kind of
that's good.
that's
sweet.
crazy. That's not.
That's awesome. You'll be
You're
able to
bringing
like
up a
give
lot of these books.
input.
I'm like, yeah, I think I've read that book.
If you're
Yeah.
passionate about the craft, then yeah, obviously all those
Yeah.
books are pretty
Yeah.
promising and pretty good.
Yeah, we have a crap ton of them. We bought like all of the most recommended ones, all the best-selling ones.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Brian, yours was your genre was action, your prop was a bicycle, and your line of dialogue is "I think you can do it."
I think
That's
you can-
easy.
A bicycle.
I mean, we picked them at random, so just some of them came out like that, some of them came out really hard.
Yeah, like mine, I have to make a PG-friendly film with a dildo.
It's fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's good. Study group is good,
Writing
and it's
that out
good to
this
be able
week.
to write.
Yeah, I don't think I got the memo
and,
where it was
like,
supposed to be
Props,
PG and
editing,
fun.
it's all cool.
I like it all too, but that's why I like it. I need to set it in chunks because I can't study everything at once.
Quick question for you
Yeah.
guys.
That's
This
why I
is
want
more-
like the smaller group so that anybody who wants to study one topic only has like a little. Either they can do it individually or they can have like a group and do that
That's
on the
smart.
side.
sorry,
Oh,
what
that's
was the question?
genius.
my quick question was, if this pandemic didn't happen, would you have this started, like try to bring this out, or no?
What do you mean?
If this
If this
pandemic happened,
If
Oh, go
this
ahead.
didn't happen, would this group exist?
It would still
Would you-
exist.
if he was
No,
rejected
no.
from film
I was
school,
planning to bring it online later. Like honestly, at first I was planning to have it be local, and
Yeah.
then nobody was really interested. So then I was like, oh, well, hopefully people are interested. It's just not here in this local area, but
Yeah.
and so then I was like, I was already planning to bring it online later. I was just hoping to get some local people to help me out first, and then that didn't
Yeah.
work. And I just went ahead and did virtual anyway.
but I
Okay.
feel
Okay.
like
It would have
COVID
been around the
did.
same thing eventually.
because what sparked it was the fact that he wanted to meet people and gain real life experience and connections. And when he got that letter from film school saying that due to COVID and due to some other things, like apparently he needed more recommendation letters or something.
Oh, I didn't do enough recommendations, they said, or they said that would have helped. They didn't really say that was the reason, but they said
Yeah.
like I should have done more. I did 2, and I think they said like other people did 3 or 4. And I was like, okay,
So,
well, but they also said because of COVID that they were having less students. So, and
So
then
I
like,
feel
I didn't
like-
want to do virtual, so I was like signing up for an in class thing, and they were like, oh, sorry, there's not enough room.
yeah.
So I guess
feel
if that
like
did,
it-
if I had gone to that school, then I guess then this probably wouldn't have happened.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like technically, yeah, COVID did
So it actually did
spring
help
all this into motion.
generate all this idea and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess like no, there's been a lot of great things from COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah, I
it's
think
been
you can always make something good out of a bad situation. You just have
any
to figure out how.
situation. Yeah, that's true. But
Most of the
like,
time.
it's hard because you get like attached to like
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah,
and
like
then
you,
to have
I was
sudden
torn
change
up
is hard.
about not being able to be accepted by school. So,
Huh?
like I was torn up whenever I found out I was rejected. You know, like I
And-
was crying. And
What school were you rejected from?
VCU. I was planning to go to a cinema course there. It was like a 2-year
that
cinema
sucks.
course. But that's what started this. Like that's part of the
Yeah.
reason I started doing this. Cause I was trying to figure out a way. Cause I knew I still wanted to study filmmaking, and I was like, I don't want to do it on my own though. That's kind of boring. And I still wanted.
And-
The main reason I wanted to go to school is to meet other people that actually liked doing this stuff. I feel like having a group of people that believe in you and also like help you learn more and succeed.
Yeah,
And then
'cause at the
also
end of
just
the-
have like that same mindset, so they're not like, why are you doing this?
I know that when it comes to like film stuff, it doesn't matter as much where you study, but more about what you can do and your skill level and being able to and how fast you can do great work is I feel like, when it comes to editing, if you or whatever skill that you have, if you're really good at it, it doesn't matter where you've learned. Where other professions like there's more
Oh yeah,
you
there's
need
a bunch
special
of college
certifications and stuff.
dropouts that are like huge
Yeah.
directors today. But yeah, and
Yeah.
some credit to me, my darling, because me being the positive Patty that I am didn't let you give up first time.
Yeah.
And a heads up
Because like
to you,
even when I first posted this whole thing, it was like because I was trying to do it locally and it wasn't working out, I got like upset about that too, because I was just like, gosh dang it, was I thinking, because I thought like, oh, other people have to think like this. Other people have to, so there has to be some other people that agree that this is
Wanna
a cool
connect.
idea.
Yeah, that's true. Like you could always find there's somebody out there that
Yeah, so
wants to
like
do
that's what I was
cool stuff.
thinking. And then when I first started doing it, I was like, nobody's interested. This sucks. And I spent like money posting it in like YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and all these other places.
To be fair, the original promo did look like a sketchy infomercial.
That is true. Yeah.
So
All right, but let's continue with the next semester stuff.
just a heads up to you, Lakota.
uh,
On Amazon, the audiobook for that book, Directing Actors, is free right now.
Oh, cool. I already own it, but that's
Ooh.
cool for anybody who wants it. I guess it's free.
He spent $20 on it. Shucks.
Yeah, it's you know what?
Oh, we
cool
bought
that
it used
people
on
used to be able
eBay,
to create
so
stuff,
15.
and
15.
I want to figure out how to not only create the stuff but also like market it after,
hmm
because it ends up being a lot of work. But that's at the end of the day, that becomes like because if you can make anything that's creative and awesome and people like and will pay for with under like a decent budget and make money on it, well then that's a business and you're winning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
that's what it
Winning.
is.
Yeah, I think marketing's my hardest thing. Like, marketing's the hardest for me.
Oh god, I
Yeah,
thought
I've
of a
heard
Charlie
tips, but I
Sheen
have no
movie.
knack
Apparently
for it.
I'm
Every
very
time
good
I
at
try
it.
I'm trash.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. All right, let's continue, honey.
Yeah, let's continue. All right. So yeah, cinematography is going to be our main thing. We're also going to have those individualized groups or individual that can like come to us and see if we have any resources for them that we know of that can help with whatever subject they want to study. If they want to solely study one thing, or whatever, or if they want to delve deeper into something, then we might be able to help or talk about it. And then let's see. Oh, like Sarah, you're cool with me mentioning your Sunday course in the next semester, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Spread the word.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sorry I haven't been able to join a meeting yet. We've been pretty crazy with the whole immigration stuff, but I do want to come in at some point and like check it
No, I
out.
don't think so. I don't think so. Thank you, but I appreciate it.
Well, Brent, you sound
Oh.
pretty weird.
Brent's kicking me out of the
Right.
thing already. Okay.
We have a limit. We have a limit.
Oh, you sound sick.
Oh.
You all right?
I just now my voice. I've been working a lot of overtime. You know how it is, Lakota.
Oh yeah.
Oh my. Honey, so the,
Sound like you grew 30 years
You're
old.
totally welcome. Yeah, it's fun.
okay, well,
So, yeah.
Sarah, let me go.
Yeah.
Brent.
No, we have a
Brand,
limit.
she's not working with you this month. You took it.
Okay,
Yeah, so this
okay.
month is going to be a little bit more chaotic as they kind of get people involved. And then next month they'll run it a little bit more stringent where it's like you have to be, let me know for them, because otherwise, like if I have constantly people on different scripts, it'll be confusing. So this month is a little bit, so if you want to come check it out, I'm just building it. So by next month, it'll be more stable. Does that make sense?
Brent, hot water, honey, lemon or lime, and garlic. It's disgusting, but it works wonders. It's like my grandma's secret tea or whatever.
Make believe is awesome. If you've got a brain and creative ideas and a way to channel that, bingo dingo. That's what it
Bingo
is.
dingo. I've never heard that before.
Bingo bango.
Bingo
I made it
dingo.
up.
Bingo
Dingo.
Bango. That's from Steven
Oh, bingo
Universe.
bango. Okay.
Oh,
That's from Steven Universe.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I thought that was from Coco
I'd
Melon.
love to like build my own sets and stuff too. And like, yeah, I love it.
That would be
But
awesome.
obviously, yeah, unfortunately, I
Sarah,
don't
learn
have
how
like,
to do that. You would save us so much money.
well, I already know
Yeah.
how to do it, not to like super well, like I'm on low group.
As long as you
You're
can put
such a
in
gold
walls,
digger.
I think we're good at first. Just a few walls.
Yeah, then you build and then you hire people better than you to
Celeste,
do
I'm being a
shit.
gold digger.
One of those like moving walls, and then we can do at least something.
Oh, look, my goal is to own like my own property and house with like crazy shit. And I'm so far away from that goal. and
Oh,
it's
we were
so
talking
depressing.
about that. If we get to the point where we can buy a house and like make the basement a filming studio or like
Oh,
a
that's
place
kind of
to-
quite where I was going with my basement. But
that'd be awesome.
All right, wait. Let me continue on to this then.
I was gonna say, go ahead, honey.
So, one of the things I wanted to say, Priscilla brought this up, and she does it too. Like, we all know each other pretty well now because we've been in this whole first semester, but in the next semester, there's going to be a lot of new people. So, I'm asking everyone to kind of ease up on the personal jokes to each other until people kind of understand your personality a little better. Because sometimes, Brent will say something, and if you don't know Brent, then you just think he's being a
You'll
total
think he
dick,
hates me.
Thanks,
and that he
Lakota.
hates Priscilla.
Thanks,
You'll think he
Lakota.
absolutely hates
Like-
me.
But
Thanks,
since we
how
know
Sam.
Brent and we
But
know
I also
sense of
call
humor.
the guys out.
Like
Yeah,
how
they
we
I'll
call
just
call
call the
Priscilla
guys out a
Blandy.
lot.
James or like,
Why the black guy gotta go first? Why gotta be a black thing?
Ay, ay,
oh
ay.
man.
Like how we call Priscilla Blindy.
Yep, like that.
blindy.
No, like how Brent says he hates Priscilla, or how Priscilla makes fun of James or Colin. I just like when there's new
Me
people,
for my
try to
puns.
ease up on that stuff a little bit because we want to be inclusive with everyone, and
We want to
feel
make
like
everyone
it's
feel
already-
comfortable.
It'll feel like it's already an established group, and I don't want to have anybody feel awkward or like, oh, this group's already established. I can't really fit in, or I don't know their inside jokes. So I would just ask everybody to like keep that in mind and try to
Usually I find like if you
include
sit
everybody.
like, yeah, if you like give a chance to like make somebody feel warm and welcome into a new group, that helps
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, like
Outside
you
of
guys
that.
have done it in the past where you're like
Yeah.
asking questions to the new people that came in, even though we
We
were
really appreciate that.
that helped a lot. Like the people felt a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, Raphael's finally
Instead of
started
just like,
talking.
oh, you're new. I'm just gonna talk to everyone else and not that person because I don't know that person. Like,
At the end of like when Code is done explaining everything, we'll ask you guys if like you have any other suggestions or ideas.
but yeah, that
If
was
you
my
have it.
request.
I'm usually
Um,
pretty social with people. There's only been one group in my life where I was just like, I showed up and I was just like listening a lot because you
mhm.
know, if you're like impressed by something or like you want to pay attention,
Yeah.
you just kind of
Yeah.
listen as much as you can, like until you know more.
Mhm.
Especially if you don't know enough. Like, say I joined
But
a
that's
film
the
class
thing.
and
Like,
then
I don't
know
want
way
people
more
to
than
feel
me.
like that in this group, especially because there's some people who come in and they're like, "Oh, I don't know anything in filming," and you guys already sound like you know stuff, but we're learning.
Yeah, that's true.
We're learning. Like, the whole
Yeah,
point is to
and
learn.
everyone starts somewhere, so
Yeah. So I don't want anyone to feel like they can't do it because we know a tiny bit more about scripts than they do or something. You know? And I don't want to keep anybody who's going to treat anybody like they're lesser because they don't know as much. Which is why I'm glad of people like Daniel, Brian, James, who aren't condescending and looking down at everybody for not knowing what this term means.
everybody knows shit that
And
other
they're
people
still
don't know.
willing to like share their knowledge with us without, making us feel like we like, oh,
Yeah,
well.
because it's COVID. That's why they got nowhere to go. That's the only reason.
Hey, Brian's
I
over
have
here making
places to
stuff still.
go.
He was just talking about
If
how it is
COVID wasn't here,
Brian's been busy as heck and he still comes to little old us.
Summer month, and I
as
have to
long as
bring
we
out the
actually
old
send him the
aviators.
invites, he comes.
I may not be able to get the scripts right away done, but I come to the meetings. I always try and make time for those.
Yeah, and we appreciate
I think I've only missed like one.
And James is hiding his secret talents,
it. Okay, let me see.
but
What
we'll
else?
see it.
So next semester, the plan, the possible
Is to
plan.
take over the world.
Yeah, exactly. No, but the possible plan is to actually film a short together at the end. But there's still a lot of variables into that. It depends on COVID and everything, and it depends on everyone's availability, how many people actually sign on, et cetera, et
Like,
cetera.
like we
So
said, we'll try to make it as like
Dad jokes.
inclusive virtually as possible
I
as
have
well
it.
for those that can.
Raphael, those are uncle jokes.
Ooh, uncle jokes. That's even next level. What about grandpa jokes?
It's
Oh,
not
no.
even dad level jokes. It's like escalated. Anyway, honey, go ahead.
grandpa level jokes.
Ooh.
I'm not a grandpa yet.
That's like 3 levels down.
Yeah.
No, but so we planned to film a short together, but we're still not sure completely on it. I have the time slot in the syllabuses for it and
stop
everything.
the negativity. Stop the negativity. We're gonna do
Ay,
it.
ay, ay, começou.
Nah, Brent, we have to think from both sides. So just in case, I'm not gonna say, yeah, guys, we're doing it because I don't know yet. So
We
We
get
don't know
into the
tomorrow, but
universe.
we are planning on it.
yes,
We have it in the
yes, the
syllabus.
plan is to have it done and to do it, but that doesn't
Yeah.
mean it's going to
It's
happen
obviously
necessarily.
up to everybody.
So, in other words, we are putting it in our schedule because we are counting and hoping on it happening. If it doesn't, oh well, but we will get it done eventually.
If it
That is
does,
the thing.
we'll be doing it either the next semester
Yeah.
after or the next semester after. We'll do
We
it.
will
we
we'll
will
get
do
it
it.
done. We'll get it done.
We
But
will rock
the
your
thing
world.
is, I know everybody's not going to be able to come to it, not in person, but the people who do come, there's two things that we might do. One might be if we get a lot of people this next semester and they're all in like areas basically like over here and then over here, we might do like two groups, have someone we trust to lead this group over here in a making their own short so that everybody in this area can come together and film. And then we have somebody over here, well, us probably, coming together and filming something else. So that'd be two shorts at once, or we might just do like, depending on how many people come in, we might just have like, we're gonna film up in New York or around that area, and then everybody who's in like Vancouver or California, they can join virtually. And if we have any positions that we can have anyone actually do, we might do that. Like give out script supervisor might be able to do it virtually, sort of like if they have an assistant or something like that. But
I'll
everyone
I'll
else
try
can
to
just
come
join in
down.
like what was that?
I'll try to come down to New York, or it depends on COVID and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. So it depends on like that, but we're hoping to get it done.
Yeah.
But that's awesome. Thank you. And
And the more scripts you guys make, the more options we have for that shirt. Just then you know.
exactly. Budget wise and otherwise, story wise. Yeah. But so we're trying to do that. We're still seeing about it, but it would be like we would do a Zoom meeting sort of like this and have everybody who can't actually come, that aren't going to be in a specific position, be in a group like this and just kind of watch. If that's the set over here, we're just going to watch this being done, and maybe somebody can come up and like talk about what they're doing. Like if I'm the director, or if Daniel's the director, or James is the director, they can come up and talk about being a director on set and what it's like. Go back over there, and then Priscilla can come over and talk about being a production manager and all sorts of stuff, and you guys can see what's going on. But we're hoping as many people can come as possible. So that's that.
Yeah, I really want to like actually do stuff live. So hopefully
Yeah,
someone
like
can
hands-on
come.
experience is like really helpful.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
start chipping in a GoFundMe for people who want to come, and we could chip in and buy the plane ticket or a bus
I
ticket.
mean, we don't want to promise that because plane tickets are expensive.
I mean, it would be
I said
cool.
bus,
It'd
I
be
said
cool if we
bus.
could do that,
They're
but I'm
cheap.
not like expecting anyone. The whole reason I'm doing this thing is for everyone to be able to do it free. So I don't
I said
expect
the
anyone
bus.
to
I didn't
pay.
say nothing about no
money.
plane. I said the bus.
Yeah, but like we don't want to like extort anybody. Like, oh, come on, pitch in. We wanted to make it free and accessible to everyone. So like, we will do whatever like we can.
I mean, yeah, it
to-
is. It's a good idea. We might
Yeah.
do it, but we're
If
not
people,
expecting anyone to pay anything or
yeah,
anything,
yeah.
because I don't. This is mainly just so everybody can have a chance to learn stuff without having to, pay.
Yeah,
It's a
make
tuition
connections,
or pay for some
learn that kind of.
course or whatever. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do what we can,
that's-
and then it's all a learning experience anyway. So it'll all come together. So
Yeah. Okay, and then if we do end up filming, it's going to be expected that whoever signs on to be in a position on set or in pre-production, post-production, whatever, if you sign on to be on the film, you are expected to do the job and be there every day. If you're on a set, if you have a position that's on set, you're expected to come to set each day on time and not late. If you come late, you might be kicked off the production. And if you don't come and you don't say anything, unless it's an emergency, if you don't come and you've already signed on knowing the schedule of days we're going to be filming, and there's no emergency, you just didn't contact us and you don't come for the day, you're kicked off the production.
And also be
Oh,
honest
Do
with
another
us,
production
like,
after that.
You
and
got to
then
be
do the same
careful,
thing.
but you got to be careful of that, because even people coming from, like, let's say where I'm, Toronto or Vancouver or whatever,
Mhm.
just in case of that, because first time zone people as well.
Well, yeah, like if there's an actual reason why you
And-
are late, or like
but that's the thing.
that's you
but
should,
that's
like,
an
if you're coming
emergency.
from
People
another
work.
state or another country, you should be coming like a day early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be prepared for those kinds of things because that's just how like real life. But we were gonna say also, just be honest with us. Like, yeah, if you want to participate and it's pretty cool, but if you think you won't be able to for like work reasons or family reasons, but I'd like to participate in some other way, like it just be honest with us so that we don't waste your time and you don't waste ours too. Because it's just like,
Right.
It-
Like depending on the amount of people we have that are interested, we could always give like something to two people, and one person could be doing pre-production and talking with the other person and doing like both of them doing it, but one person's like doing pre-production and helping the other person know what they're doing, and then
and like Sarah
pass it on to
said,
production, something like
we
that.
might be doing like different jobs sometimes. Like one person will be in this chair, the other person will be in that role.
No, that was something for later on, but I like that Sarah came up with an idea that where like maybe a few semesters from now or near the end of this whole course, like a year and a half from now, we might do like a week or two where we all get together and do like some really mini shorts that are like 30 seconds, and just have everybody do a job, and then we switch up the jobs. So maybe one day Sarah's the director, then the next day for the next short, she's the assistant camera, whatever. And then everybody can get a sense of every job function and kind of like
Doesn't mean you
hands-on
won't
experience.
like be awesome at every role, and you're not expected to. But
No,
it's just so we have an idea of like those roles and we understand the responsibilities of each role. We thought it'd be an
Yeah.
interesting
and
exercise.
it's just to get a sense of like what you like, but that's like later on.
Yeah.
But that's just to get a sense of like what you really like. Like maybe you don't even think you like this one thing, and then you try it out and you're like, oh, I do like it. And Sarah came up with that idea. We thought it was really cool. Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, like, I love acting and stunts and stuff, so I'm gonna keep going for that. But at the same time, this kind of opens other doors right now. Yeah, and it's like fun to learn and expand and to do projects.
Holy Allison.
It's
How long
I
is
can't
each
quit you
semester, by
guys.
the way?
15 weeks. It's like a school
Wow,
semester.
so-
So it's like 15
So-
weeks, and there's 1 week where we take a break, and then it's like 2 to 3 weeks in between to the next semester.
Wow,
I
it's been
appreciate you
15
guys
weeks.
putting this on. Yeah.
What was that?
I appreciate you guys putting this on.
Oh yeah, I mean, I love that you guys all enjoy it and actually want to be in it. Like that's awesome to me. It's the whole reason I
Yeah.
made it. Let's see what else. I'm going to be going back over these rules in the next semester in the first meeting so that anybody new has them as well. But that was just, for you guys to kind of get a sense of what's going to happen. Like I said, next semester is going to be more intensive than this one. There's like cinematography takes up a lot. And if you're actually trying to match the shots and stuff, it's going to be a lot of work. So just be prepared for that. Like even
Also,
I'm
I was
making the
gonna
syllabuses still, and there's so much in the cinematography one that I'm still not done with it. But I'll show you guys in a second what the syllabuses look like.
Yeah, and I'm
the
also
last
going to be
thing-
going through it later and like checking the videos because last semester we had a few videos that were like, oof, why is this here? And so I'm going to be like proof checking every video. That'll take a while, but
Yeah.
stuff I do for
have
you
3
guys.
weeks, so. But the last thing is I would just if I get like I know you guys are busy and stuff, and sometimes you're not gonna be able to make it, or you might be late, but we need improved communication. Like a lot of you guys have started doing it and saying when you can't make it.
And we appreciate it so much. It
We
makes
just need everybody to let us know.
changes.
If you're gonna be late, even 10 minutes, let us know, because waiting around for 15 minutes is, that's a long time. And if we don't have
especially for new
something to
people.
talk about or whatever, like it feels boring. And especially if new people come in, they might just be like, this is boring, I'm leaving. So I just want to like try to be on time for the meetings. I know it's hard sometimes, but then just let us know you're going to be late, or that you won't be able to make it. Because even if you come every single time, just let us know, yeah, I'll be there, or, whatever. It helps a lot to know who's coming, who's not, and why. And it's just really important, especially because we're trying to do this short next semester. Like communication is huge. And if we're doing that, we need to know every single time you guys are going to be a minute late or anything. You have to let us know everything anytime we're doing a short together. So try to start doing that with the meetings so that when it comes time to do filming, you guys are already used to it and you're ready for that. And if you go on someone else's set, you'll be ready for it and you'll know.
Yeah, because
they'll appreciate how timely and punctual you guys are. So
because a lot of people have said to us, oh, but in the industry, it's not this it's not this scheduled and it's not this well choreographed. And I'm like, yes, we know that a lot of things unfortunately aren't as they should be, but we're trying to hold ourselves to a higher standard and be the difference. Be people are going to love working with and have a work ethic and know that they can count on. We're trying to set ourselves apart.
yeah, like even if someone's like, oh, well, on my, like, I don't know, we had somebody say, oh, well, on my sets, people just show up when they want. I'm like, well, that's not how it should be. You should
No.
I mean, we're not saying like Brian said, he works around other people's schedule. That's different. because you have like a group of
Oh
people.
yeah, but
and
then
you're
he
like-
knows what their schedules are. Like that's the difference.
Exactly.
If
Yeah.
they're just coming to set and being like, hey, I'm just volunteering, so I'm just gonna come late. That's not acceptable, especially if you're trying to make this a professional career. Like it's not.
Yeah, you're right. Anytime you make a mistake, it's best to not to fix it as fast as possible, because like being late sucks. It doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then some people just don't care. So like you'll see the difference in people that care about being late and people that don't.
It's
I
like
do.
being on a set and the sound guy's late by an hour. You can't really do much without the sound or the cameraman.
Right.
You
Um,
can't really
You
do.
set
You'd
up,
be
but that's what if
surprised.
you don't have the camera guy, you might not even be able to set up cameras.
I mean, you try, but let's be real, it's a pretty big
Like the
difference.
only thing you could do is get people in makeup. That's it.
Yeah. Or like set
Yeah.
up lighting if you have
I
light.
mean, people can do
Yeah.
miracle works with what they have. Like, it's just not ideal. We hope not to have to.
Right, but that's why I'm setting this now. Like if we're doing a short and we're all agreeing we're gonna do it together and you're gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and you're gonna do that. We need to actually get that done and do it and be on time and communicate and know what's going on so that we can count on everybody in the group or on production.
Brent said, I am in, I just need to know the schedule. So the syllabus has the schedule of our classes. And if and when we start filming, we will prepare everything. We'll prepare the schedule. We'll go by everyone and be like, okay, what days work best for you guys? We're gonna like plan around and we'll figure all that out together.
Yeah, like
So don't worry.
I'm gonna share my screen now and show you guys, but the timeline I have for filming the short and everything that can be adjusted based on people's schedules. This isn't set in stone. It's just the idea I had, like put it at the end. So let's see. This one I'm still not done with. Like I said, we're gonna be doing cinematography. This one's called film documents, which will be all the legal forms and all the like shooting schedule, shot list, storyboard, stuff like that. And working with actors, which will be. So I'm just gonna quickly go over what these will be. Working with actors is just gonna be trying to better understand how to like direct actors, how to set up casting calls and auditions, and how to like the right questions to ask when you're holding auditions. Where to find actors, you know, like if you're trying to find them just on Craigslist or if there's other sites that you could use.
There's casting sites and stuff that you can get access to.
Yeah, there's like, I think it was like Casting Couch, Backstage, and a few others that I know about, but
Yeah,
just
I
learn
think
more about it.
Vancouver's Actors Guide, and there's different ones there. It's fun.
And then
Yeah.
we have like working with children, directing actors, how to hire them. That's kind of the same, but it'll be something else. Like pacing, how to like communicate pacing, timing for performance, how to edit actors when you're in the editing room, like what? Oh, how to edit actors, timing them, like giving them a better performance. If they didn't give the best one on set, there's ways to edit around it to an extent. Continuity for actors, marking actors, blocking actors, using stand-ins, and then pre-production. Pre-production I have set for like around week 7. If we're actually doing it, we might start like week 6 or 5 pre-production, but it depends on how extensive the pre-production needs to be. If we need like makeup and costumes and stuff, we'll probably start way earlier. So somewhere around week 3, 4, we'll probably figure out if we're actually going to do it. And then we'll start figuring out which script we're going to do and all that kind of thing. And then we'll start working on the actual schedule for pre-production. But I have pre-production set up. How to work with extras, week 8, working with new actors. Nothing due from July 4th to July 11th. It's 4th of July. Enjoy that. The weekend before that, up to that. Next weekend. Remembering lines, that's like keeping up with the actors' lines, feeding them their lines, stuff like that. And then I have right now production set to start in like week 12, and then production, if we're not done in that 1 week, week 13, having production end and then post-production start. But I'm hoping we could probably finish it in a week, depending on how long the script is, since they're short films. Should be able to finish in a few days, I hope. So like that one be done, and then we'd have post-production for the rest. And what we'd be doing in the group meetings is kind of just showing the process of pre-production, post-production, and on set. Like I said, like we'll have group meeting and have anybody who can't come and doesn't want to have a specific role because they don't have enough time come in and just kind of watch everybody on set. And then everything else is just set up the same way it was this semester, with videos, websites, different resources. And we'll probably be watching the videos and showing you guys the best ones, but we'd appreciate if you guys actually go through this yourselves too, and just kind of see like what's best. I still need to go in here and figure out what the group meetings will be about. But I know there's going to be 2 of them will be watching a film that has, one will be watching a film that has great acting, and the other 2 will be watching films with great cinematography. And those ones will be the ones that we try to mimic with our own cameras and try to see how good of a shot we can get with the.
That's what I was going to ask you, honey.
Yeah.
For those that don't have a camera yet, do you think we can try to like use your phone, just try to mimic the angles type situation? Just to
Yeah,
like
I said, like if you don't have a camera, it's not so much about the quality, it's about the movement, like copying the movement. It's not going to feel the same, it's not going to be the same, but it's going to, like for what we have available, trying to match the shots as best we can. It'll be, if all you have available is a phone, then try to get the best you can with that phone and see what you can get. Maybe you'll be surprised at what you can get. Maybe you'll say, oh, this sucks, and feel like you need a camera, but you'll never know unless you use it. So at least you'll know the camera, the different movements that are happening. Like, are they panning? Are they tilting? What are they doing? Like, how did they get this shot? And then you'll try to mimic it.
Or an interesting exercise could be, like, for example, what I was going to ask, maybe me and you could do, is you using a camera and me using my phone, and us talking about the differences that might occur, because we're talking about different weights, we're talking about different.
Yeah, and if you don't have anybody that could like be in the frame, you can still, I don't know, make a drawing on the wall, like, and try to make it look
follow
like
the
the
drawing.
person's there. What?
You follow the drawing.
Yeah, like there's ways you can do stuff to try to, since it's just practice, it's just seeing like how you can accomplish what they did. And so if it's a shot of like, I don't know, maybe they're moving the camera like this, going around their head. Then you have a picture, or I don't know, some kind of ball somewhere in the room, and you're just kind of, that's your subject. Instead of a person, it's a ball, or it's a picture of a head.
Brent said, what if the schedule falls on some people's birthdays? The schedule to film?
What schedule are you talking about?
But yeah, with the schedule to film. Speaking of Sarah, is it really your birthday? Because I never know, because people put fake birthdays on Facebook.
No, it's really my birthday.
Oh, happy
That's my real
birthday! I'd
Yeah,
send
thanks.
you a cake, but by the time it got to Canada, it'd probably like be gross.
Oh, good.
Happy birthday!
No.
I'm not gonna ask how old you are because that's rude, but I hope you had a wonderful day, and I hope
did,
this
yeah.
like year is super awesome for you. Best year yet.
Happy birthday. Many more to come.
Oh my gosh, Brent sounds so much like Bane right now. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, I know. Oh my god.
Brent, if it falls on, like, are you talking about the schedule for did he say he's talking about the schedule for birthdays?
I didn't see the messages
For
yet.
the
I'm
short
doing the
film,
songs.
or are you talking
Yeah,
about
for the short.
Oh, I mean, that's something we're gonna have to figure out when we're scheduling it. Whoever's doing the scheduling is gonna have to figure out.
And we'll talk.
Like how
We'll
Brian
probably be
was talking.
talking. I was gonna say we'll probably ask the person. We'll be like, "Hey, so it's your birthday this day. How would that work? Do you care? Do you not care?" Because some people don't give much of a crap about birthdays. Some people will like celebrate after work. You know.
Yeah, like what we'll do probably is it's just kind of give out a list and be like, hey guys, are there any days you can't make it? or whatever, like what is your work schedule like? Like, are you able to take off? All those different kind of questions to figure out everybody's schedule and then figure out what days we can do it. And if they want their birthday off, then they need to like put that in the list as I don't want to work on my birthday.
Just like work, you need to schedule in advance.
Yeah. So that's why we're going to be starting it probably around week 3 or 4, figuring out everything. And that's when scheduling will happen, even though that's part of pre-production, just to make sure we can get it done within the time frame we want. Because we also have the 2 weeks after the semester leading up into semester 3, which we can maybe finish or film or something in between if that's the only time anybody can do it. So it just depends on everybody's schedule and how many people are willing to do it and all that sort of stuff. What was that? Oh, whoops.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Are you going mute
Happy
again?
birthday, Sarah.
Thanks. What are you guys doing?
Coda's checking something on the.
No, I'm showing
Web.
everybody the syllabus.
Oh, okay.
So that one's the working with actors one. It's just kind of like figuring out how you work with actors for those who don't know, and any tips and stuff like that. Blocking and then
And also another example of using tracking a actor if you don't have an actor is a balloon with helium in it.
oh yeah,
Mm,
that's a good one.
yeah.
I've
also
done that
seen they use
before.
like those poles with the tennis balls on top of it.
I've done
like
the
height.
balloon trick before when I was blocking.
Mhm.
I just put it there and I just centered my shot. I just measured it to the actor's size. So if the actor was 5'11", I'd make the balloon 5'11".
Oh, that's smart. Yeah. So see, there's ways to get around, like if you don't have people, like you said. All right. So
If
that
you
would
really
be,
want to be creative, you could draw on it. Draw a face.
yeah,
You want to get into method?
like Pooh Bear. Pooh Bear with his balloon.
Oh yeah! Don't make me cry.
All right, and then we have film documents. Like I said, non-disclosure agreements or NDAs, crew, actor, location release forms, call sheets, shot schedules.
If you need any
shot lists,
examples of that, let me know.
shooting schedules, not shot schedules. Shooting
Yeah, we will. We have an eBay. We have like a kit that has all of them, so we'll probably like check them with the ones you guys have.
I've actually been
And-
checking and I found a lot. I'm not sure how legitimate these websites are, but they're from a lot of the same ones and some of them I trust. And they have like a free version of it. I know Studio Binder, and I've been on their site a lot. They have a lot of like free templates and stuff of these different forms. And
So we'll be comparing and contrasting with the ones you guys use and seeing how
there's
legit
also,
they
yeah,
are.
like she said, there's some kind of package that I found that I can't remember the name of it, but it has like a bunch of different legal forms and stuff that I'll probably buy and use since it's not that expensive. But the first one's like call sheet. That's important, especially if we're going to be shooting together. We need to have the call sheet, figure out what it is, have everybody on the same page of what it is. And then see exactly how it's made and what it looks like professionally. Script breakdown, shooting schedule, sound report or sound log, gear check-in list, storyboard, shot list, shooting schedule, more detailed, screenplay ownership, insurance forms, location release forms, actor crew release forms, music ownership, script supervising notes and stuff like that, continuity logs, that's also with script supervisor, non-disclosure agreements, shot log, scene or take log, and let's see, location, contact list, scouting checklist, crew deal memo, cast and crew, contact lists, all that stuff. So there's a lot. We'll be actually like, there's probably going to be a lot of stuff where I'm going to try to have everybody kind of make one so that they understand how it's made and why. So if anyone wants to do their own production, they can have a general idea of how to get it done. And
Is
also,
it going to be the
probably,
same days?
what was that?
Is it going to be the same days?
What?
The same days, like Thursday and Mondays.
I think so. It's worked really well this semester, but does anybody, that was one of the suggestions I was going to ask. If anybody thinks it should be different days. I can only do Monday through Thursday. And I feel like Mondays and Thursdays worked well, and
Yeah.
Wednesdays for the book study, especially because it gives time in between for everyone to study whatever and then come back Thursday and talk about it. But
Yep.
it's up to you guys, and I'll ask that in a second. And then
Sorry,
lastly,
interrupting.
what was that?
Sorry for interrupting again.
Oh no,
Again.
fine. You're fine.
Yeah, you're asking questions. It's good to see preemptively ask.
There's also these books. These aren't all going to be read, but we'll probably pick one from one of these, and that'll be our book study for the week. But if
And you
anyone
can always read them on your own too.
dive deeper into it and have
Yeah.
like all the knowledge ever, then you can buy.
And you can come with us and discuss about it too.
Oh yeah, I have
Like-
to say this probably. I'm not affiliated with Amazon. I have Amazon Link, so you can have the actual book. I don't get any money from that or anything. It's just to show you what book it is, and you can buy it off eBay or whatever other site or store you want, if you want to buy it. Anyway, cinematography. I have it starting off with what is cinematography, camera shots, basic camera movements like tilting, panning, zooming, stuff like that.
Oops. Ah.
That is all in the first week. And so as you can see, like even in the first week, right after the introductions, we're going to be starting off pretty heavy with cinematography, working with actors, film documents, call sheet, stuff like that. Where like there's going to be a lot of different things going on at once. And this last semester, we were studying terminology, and that ended after like 3 weeks because there wasn't really it wasn't too in depth of everything to cover. So this time it's going to be those 3 different courses. So it's a lot. It's like having 3 classes in school instead of 2. So it's a lot more. So just be aware it's going to be more intensive. Especially if we shoot, then it's definitely going to be more intensive for those weeks we should actually shoot. So, and the pre-production leading up to it. And I have like basic camera details, ISO, aperture, focus, lenses, white balance, stuff like that. First assistant camera position, second assistant camera, director of photography, more advanced camera techniques like pulling focus, follow focus, and other things like that. Advanced camera movements, like with a glide cam, steady cam, a slider, stuff like that. I don't know, like GoPro, dolly track. I still have to go through and figure it out, but this is still a work in progress for this one. But just basically more advanced moves and how they get done and what kind of equipment you need to get them done. Blocking, learning how to set up a scene and block it. Then there's different cinematography rules, and it's like 180-degree rule, and we'll learn about that and what it means. It just means you can't flip the camera on the other side because it's jarring and it'll be very hard to follow your scene as you go through. So you have to stay on one side. Setting up.
You mentioned something about it also when we were talking about script supervisors, because that's also like making sure that
script supervisors keep track of a lot of this stuff. So like everything goes together eventually, but we're just like, delving deeper into everything now. These individuals things. Setting up a shot list, filming behind the scenes. I know that's not really cinematography, but I figured I'd shove it in there because I didn't know where else to put it. 30-degree rule. There's something called 30-degree rule for editing and for so then you need to know where to put your camera, stuff like that. Composition, setting up your shots, B-roll, rule of thirds, other cinematic rules. And then that's when we start week 7. I wanted to start replicating the scene that we watched. It'll be 2 weeks before that. What? Someone said, why is my movie gold?
iMovie.
Oh, iMovie. I probably don't have it updated, honestly. That's probably why. I don't update it because I don't use it. I use Adobe. Also, I have CS 5.5 for Adobe Premiere because I don't have the subscription. I just bought the actual thing. So eventually I might have to upgrade to that. But for now, I'm using CS4 for After Effects and CS 5.5 for Premiere Pro. Let's see, and that's when we'll try to replicate the scene. It'll be we watched in week 5, I believe, and then we'll watch it 2 weeks later. We'll have picked a scene by then together to try to replicate, and then everyone can share it and show how they did and what theirs looks like, and we can see who did it the best, ask them how they did it, all that other thing.
Sounds awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I hope it is. Yeah, I think it'll be fun. Like, I think it'll be a lot of fun, especially because I like, from a director standpoint, like I want to be a director. So cinematography is really close to figuring out how the actual film will look. So now that we've learned script writing, we're going to learn like camera shots and angles and what it all means.
That's
and how it all
wicked.
comes together. And that'll help improve scripts too, if you're going to like write another version of a script, or like write it as a director once you pick up a script and you want it to be the shooting script. Anyway, then we'll look up like how to film different types of scenes, like action scenes for this first one. How to get like a professional look with the camera, and depending on like whatever you have available, trying to get the most professional look you can and what you can do. There's a lot with lighting, I know that, but then there's other tips and tricks people have, more advanced camera functions. We'll talk about like vector scope, waveform, ND filter, focus edge monitor, and other more advanced settings that cameras have, especially the more higher end ones. Then we'll look up like how to film a dialogue scene, how to film on a green screen, which we will then use later on to try to film our own little tiny snippet of a green screen scene to see how it is and how it came out. That's the nothing to do week. Week 11, how to film a romance scene, how to film a visual effects scene. And that's when we'll take the how to film a green screen, put it into use, and try to film on a green screen. If you don't have a green screen, then try to find like a blank sheet. I mean, we'll have like, we'll figure out how to do it, but like there's ways where you can get it if you don't have a green screen.
I have one.
You just have to have a unanimous color behind the person or the subject. If you don't have a person, you could use like a vase or something. And then we'll learn how to get the best shot, try to make like a 5 to 15 second video in front of a green screen to see how we can get it and if it looks good based on how we did it. And then everything else is just production up until week 14, where we again, or should be in post-production around that time with our actual short, but we'll also be replicating another scene from a movie that we watched in week 12. But
Fantastic.
that'll depend on how hectic the pre-production and production is and when it actually takes place.
Thanks. Have a good night.
All right. But that's everything. So does anybody have any questions, comments, think I did anything wrong, for the people who like know more about cinematography than I do?
We should have something on lighting a little bit.
Lighting I was gonna put later, because it's such, there's so much to it that I feel like it should be its own thing.
No, but it should be just a small basis, like at least like a day or two worth. Just so like people, when we start filming stuff, then people understand a little better.
Yeah, okay, I'll put it somewhere. Basic lighting. You write that down.
And then we might go more in depth into it next semester.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly.
It does have to do with cinematography a lot, so.
Exactly. That's what I mean. It's like you can't have a nice scene if you don't have nice lighting.
Yeah, right.
And have what?
A nice scene if you don't have nice lighting.
Yeah, that's true. That helps. I have like a lighting kit and then sheets and stuff, but I guess like it's just like with only like one brain and one set of hands, it's like really hard to get work done.
Yeah.
Right? Like even just like the meetings online with you guys is better than nothing. So yeah. Or like, you know what I mean? Like if sorry, I said that wrong. I said it wrong. What I meant like was like it's awesome that I'm able to meet with you guys. I guess like it's just weird because I'm on a job right now where I'm super socially isolated, so that's where that came from. Yeah, I'm not talking to a lot of people in real time.
Yeah.
It's a weird, really weird and strange experience that I've never. Yeah. Have you guys ever done that? Like
No.
worked a very isolated job?
I mean, mine's kind of like I don't really have to deal with many people, but I still deal with some, I guess.
Yeah.
Most of my jobs were isolating because like I had to do things on my own time. So like if I worked cleaning country club,
That has
I
the
had to do it on
benefits
my
as
own
well,
time.
though, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say I actually preferred it though.
I
'Cause used to
prefer
put
it
on
too
an
most of the time.
audiobook.
Like it depends on if it's a group effort or if it's just like a boss above me that has to watch over me. Because I like being autonomous with work and doing my own thing and doing it my way, and I get it done.
Yeah, that's true.
And
Yeah.
my
I want a
yeah,
little bit of
exactly.
both.
Especially when you have a boss that like lets you do it on your own pace. Like since I had a disability, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna do it well, but I'm gonna do it in my time. And she respected that. But yeah, it was isolating, but I kind of loved it because I would put on an audiobook and hear of it. My boss was awesome.
Yeah.
It just sucks because now that I'm applying for jobs, like she was one of my only references, and she passed away.
Mm.
It was cancer last year, so
Oh, man.
like
Uh,
that sucks.
that's
And also, I lost my references.
Yeah, twist her dying to about you.
No, I was
I'm
joking.
just
Oh my
kidding.
gosh, it was a
I'm
joke.
just
I'm sorry,
kidding.
guys, if I sounded like
You know the
it's
job
like
is
she was
dead serious.
amazing and
He
was a
died. It
beautiful
sucks.
heart.
Now my reference is gone.
It's just a joke, but yeah, like she was a wonderful soul. Like I was lucky to have like a first boss. That was pretty cool.
Well,
But yeah.
that's
So
bad.
does,
That's bad.
hmm?
She
Does
was
anybody
she
have
was happy though, which was good. Like she passed in a very good place of her life and her family's life. So she was in peace. Trying to look at the positives of it.
Yeah, that's hard. That's never easy.
But does anybody have any questions or comments or anything other than the lighting thing? Which thanks for pointing that out, Daniel.
No problem. Please tell me you can hear me.
We can hear
Yep.
you.
We can hear
Oh,
you.
okay.
No problem. Does anybody have any suggestions or ideas or anything for next semester? How we could do stuff differently, or
I really like the way that things are kind of going. You know, being accountable, deadlines,
Mhm.
having you guys all here, regular scheduled meetings. I think that is what's really propelling things forward.
Mhm.
So
Awesome. So you guys think it's working?
very helpful. Yeah.
The days. I don't remember. I think Daniel asked. Do you guys still want them to be Mondays and Thursdays for the meetings, and then Wednesdays for the book study, or do you guys think different days would work better for you guys?
That works fine for me right now. I mean, I'm on a job that ends this month, so I don't know what I'll be doing for work after that. But yeah, so
Okay.
hopefully it all works out.
9
but
p.m.
I'll-
Eastern is still good for everybody too, right?
Mm. Yeah.
Or would the time be better if it were like later or earlier?
7 a.m. Eastern.
Oh god.
Schedule's
Yeah,
been pretty good.
Went up for that early.
All right.
My only suggestion is like when you're getting into cinematography and lighting and stuff,
Mhm.
you're getting more and more into the technological aspect of it, which can get kind of detailed. And I know like when you talk about light, a lot of times they'll talk about like brand names and stuff like that. So my only suggestion would be to try not to focus as much on like what's the best cameras, like Canon, Nikon, Red, all that stuff. Try not to focus too much on that because you can get lost in the
Oh,
whole
trust me, I know. Like when I was trying to buy a
industry.
camera, like,
Yeah, and focus more on less of on the actual craft itself. And
Oh yeah, a lot of
Oh,
people
yeah.
have told us that
that's a good idea.
it doesn't matter. You can have like the best camera if you don't have good shots, if you don't know what you're doing. Also, you can have a crappy camera, but if you're doing a good job with the cinematography, that's
Basically, what they
still
said is if a professional has a cheaper camera, they can do better with it than a amateur with a expensive camera.
Yeah.
this is true, but I noticed in my experience, like the industry is very name brand particular. Like
Yeah.
when I'll send people my demo reel and they're like, oh, I liked it, I loved it. and I always get the call back. But then like I'll go through the extensive process of explaining my equipment list and what cameras I shoot on, and that changes everything.
Oh my gosh, do you have those turds that are like, oh, this was so good, and then you're like, oh yeah, I shot it on this, and it was like, oh.
Exactly. Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
Oh,
Exactly where
yeah.
I'm going.
Think about
It's like,
it.
That's
Yeah, that's
exactly
really
did
where
you
I'm
shoot it on a
getting at.
$50,000 RE camera?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
man.
exactly. Like I've
Suddenly, our opinion of your footage is less for some reason.
exactly.
Out of
So like
nowhere.
I've
It's
had to
some horseshit.
lie a lot of times and
horseshit.
tell like, yeah, I shot this on whatever camera that you wanted me to shoot on. Like
Yeah,
It
right.
is that
And
sometimes.
it's
That's what
so
we get to.
dumb because they can't even notice the difference. If you tell them that that shit was shot on a red or whatever, they're like totally. Oh yeah, it was awesome. Of
Do they really
course,
not
yeah.
notice?
yeah, so like don't focus too much onto the
I mean, that just shows like how
brand.
little that it actually affects, because it's like if they can believe that you've used it when you didn't, it's like, well,
Well,
obviously
obviously he's smart. He doesn't say like the best of the
You know what I
best.
mean?
I'm pretty sure he doesn't say he shot on a red, but like he'll
No,
use
but I'm
like
saying
a,
like
no,
I don't know,
because
like
Raphael was
requiring a
like, do they
specific
actually?
camera, and then they're like, oh, we didn't shoot on that, but they can't even.
Yeah,
tell
isn't there
the
like
difference.
metadata?
Yeah,
Sorry.
because Raphael
Yeah.
was asking if they actually tell the difference or not. If they can
Oh, no.
actually.
Because
Yeah,
once
they
you
gotta
once
tell
you
the difference by naked eye. They're just trying to be how do they're
Pompous
being
James trying to say it in a nice way,
But
but
you
yeah,
also-
pompous
being
dickhead is the best.
You
Pompous
also
dickhead.
gotta be careful.
There
if
you go.
You're shooting
they're
on
being
one.
dickheads. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to be careful. If you say let's say you're shooting on a red, like you say you're shooting on a red when you're shooting something different. What if they ask you to shoot on that red and you don't know how to use it?
oh well that's
Or worse,
different
they
for me
ask
because
you.
I've shot on red before, so I can say that. But
Yeah, I know.
I'm saying
But
I get what
for the
you're
people
saying.
who don't know how to use it. You got to be very careful what you
Yeah.
say.
Oh, well, he's not gonna be dumb. He's gonna talk about a
Yeah.
camera that
Don't
he's
take it
used.
that hard.
No,
And
but I'm
then
talking
Yeah.
about anyone in general.
Right.
Yeah, guys,
Yeah.
talk about cameras you've actually seen
Wait.
or had some experience with.
Brian, you have anything to add or comment?
Oh no, that was just it. Cause like, the industry can get kind of rough around those topics and stuff like that. So it's kind of like taboo to get into that, like on say, oh, I shot on this and I did on that. And just for that reason, because there's a lot of arguments will come up and
Oh,
people
yeah.
go back and forth and
Yeah,
just
I've heard like
people's
even
heads
in
get really big.
school, like when you're trying to like, I think one of the things they were saying is like, oh, we shoot
Some
on.
professors only use certain cameras because
Yeah, like they only use one kind of camera, so you're not going to learn how to use the other one. And then they're all like, that's the only one.
I think that applies to all parts of the industry as well too. Even as an actor, if you didn't, like if you're not currently on something or doing something, they consider you like, or if you didn't graduate
Only been on
from
commercials.
school,
Yeah. There's like
or
that.
you've been
Yeah.
right, or you didn't graduate from this top-notch Ivy League or one of the conservatory schools. You're
What?
like, oh,
You couldn't afford Juilliard? I'm sorry.
Right.
You're too
Yeah,
poor to
I
be
was
on
like,
my
oh
side.
my gosh, you're what's the thing? You graduated with your master's in forensic psychology. That's amazing. Oh wait, you're not an Ivy League school? Oh, then you're not a real forensic psychologist.
What? It doesn't matter what school you graduate from, as long as you graduate.
Yeah, unfortunately, there is that stupid bias. It's because
just like the
I don't
Which
know
is
if the same
hilarious since
thing.
one of the most even in that sense, like one of the most freaking celebrated criminal justice schools is in an Ivy League school, and it's here in New York. So they're gonna make fun of you if you go to that school.
right.
The thing is, I don't know if you guys have this in the
John
US
Jay
too, but
College,
one thing,
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
one thing that we discovered in Brazil, because my parents put me in private school, right? My private school teacher, he was saying, "Oh, don't let people fool you into thinking that just because you're in private school, you're getting like, yeah, we have nicer tables and like maybe a fancier curriculum, but I teach in public school like half my hours, and I teach in private school half my hours, so they're getting the same teacher." And in a lot of schools, they do that. I know professors who they work for both, like they do some classes in community college and they do some classes in universities.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
if the
that's-
same
that
is
kind of
here,
stuff's
but like
crazy,
in
like,
Brazil, that's a
They
pretty common.
expect you to already have like all the experience and money on all this crazy expensive equipment that you probably can't get to until you're up here anyway. And so it's like, how am I gonna do that if I'm down here? Like,
Yeah, and they were busting their
Crazy.
butts for the same teacher that I would have gotten either way. So
yeah.
that's my physical therapy teacher in college. I said the same thing. He gives classes in the community in the smaller colleges. So
No, that's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
But
why I was saying like that's why I was saying if somebody only has their phone, still try to do that because it's mainly about the movement of the thing. Because obviously like it's
Right.
not going to be the most professional looking because it's a phone, but you're just trying to get
Right.
that movement down.
You
Yeah,
can't
because
even
it got certain
look at
shots
how
that I see on camera. Like, all right, as an actor, like if you're trying to relay a message or you want, you have a expression that you want the camera to get, sometimes the director or the DP might not capture that because of the shots they selected, and you might be like, this is kind of great for me because now I can see what different shots look like and be like, you know what, I kind of like that shot, and I like the idea of looking at a movie that was shot real well. The cinematography was great, and it's like, yo, these are the kind of shots. And I'm gonna go back to one of my.
however,
Let me go
you
back to
can
one of
finish
my
first.
favorite movies, Braveheart. So well shot. Cinematography was
Brave,
great.
if you mention Braveheart one more time, no, I'm kidding, because he does that with
But you
me.
can't exactly say that against phones and stuff because look at phones now. There's an epic red phone now.
And the camera sucks. The camera's garbage. Trust me, I've seen the reviews. Like it's so
still.
weird. It's an epic red phone, but the camera is
Phone I
complete garbage.
Right, but I'm not saying like phones are lesser. I'm just saying like if you have a phone, it's not going to be as good of quality as a professional camera. Just like if you have a small
But you should.
handycam camera, it's not going to be as good as a professional camera.
But you can definitely use it as B-roll. You can definitely use it as a second shooter if you don't have enough money for the.
Or
Yeah.
even then, it shouldn't stop
I mean,
you
you
from
can
making your
definitely
film
use it for
anyway,
practice,
because
like, that's what I'm
Tangerine was
saying.
shot on an iPhone 5S.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. Like, you
Um,
can definitely like use it, and like even you can maybe even make something with it. That's all you have.
I'm also going to
It's really
mention like
recommended by almost everybody to not.
what Brent was saying
At the
about
end of the day, it's all
cinematography.
about the shots and how you take the shot, because you could like Brian was saying before, like, when he was shooting different things and they were like, oh great. To me, it's like I want that. Like I want to be able to tell a story through the shots, not the camera. I want obviously the camera got to be good quality, but I'm just saying, like,
I was just going to touch on the fact that this is something a lot of independent films do. I don't know if you guys feel the same, but me and Coda definitely do, in the sense that there is also such a thing as trying too hard on the cinematography to where it doesn't match the story you're trying to tell. Like you want those shots to look good,
Oh yeah, like that's
but
why
it
needs to
doesn't
be, like,
match the movie.
The cinematography needs to match the story, not just for a cool shot sometimes, because sometimes independent films will have like out of place shots that don't have any emotion connected to the scene.
They look cool, but it doesn't match the movie. It doesn't match the scene. But they wanted that shot because it looked cool.
even the soundtrack too is important.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
And that'll be super hard for
That's
like
really hard
independent
because
films.
yes, you're like
It's not hard. We live in New York. There's a lot of artists out here.
Yeah, but they got to make a living, and we don't got no money.
Some
Word.
are gonna be trying to just put they. I told you we're gonna sign a note. A lot of these little 17-year-olds, man, they got some dope songs. You just gotta get a waiver.
yeah, you just gotta make sure you
Yeah.
fill out those legal forms.
You gotta make sure their mom signs
Yep.
on the dotted line.
Well,
I'm gonna stop
we'll let
doing
you
this,
talk.